How long do you keep believing when nothing is changing? How long do you keep praying when the situation stays the same? And how long do you trust God when you don't see any results? Maybe you've been patient. Maybe you've been faithful. Maybe you feel like you've done everything right. And still, nothing. It's that feeling of stillness, that quiet that can sometimes feel deafening. If you've ever looked up and asked, God, where are you? Do you see me down here? Then this is for you. Please stay with me, because what you're feeling right now isn't failure. It's not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's actually part of the process. Trusting God is easy when prayers are answered quickly, isn't it? When the blessings flow and everything falls into place. But trusting God when nothing happens, that's a different story. That kind of trust is forged in fire. Waiting tests your patience, it tests your emotions, and most of all, it tests your faith. The hardest part isn't even the waiting itself. It's not knowing how long the wait will last. It's the uncertainty that gets to us. But I want to share a truth that can change everything. Waiting does not mean God is inactive. It doesn't mean He's forgotten you or ignored your prayers. Often, the season of waiting is exactly where our faith is refined, purified, and made stronger than we ever thought possible. Why does God allow these seasons where we see no visible results? Sometimes, He allows the silence because He is building something in you that is much deeper than the results you're asking for. Think about it. Results change your circumstances. But faith, genuine, tested faith, changes you. If God gave you everything instantly, every single time you asked, you might miss out on the growth, the strength, and the maturity that only waiting can produce. What feels like a delay from our perspective is often divine preparation. God is getting you ready for the blessing you've been praying for. And preparation, real, foundational preparation, always takes time. So, how do we trust God without proof? This is the core of faith. Faith means trusting God without seeing the evidence. That's incredibly hard, especially in a world that demands proof for everything. We want to see it to believe it. But faith flips that script. Faith says, I don't see it yet, but I believe. It whispers, I don't feel it yet, but I trust. It declares, I don't understand it all, but I will not quit. You may not see any progress on the surface. But remember, roots always grow deep in the soil long before any fruit appears on the branches. Just because the work is invisible doesn't mean it's not real. Something powerful is happening beneath the surface. Now, what about when prayers feel unanswered? This can be one of the most discouraging parts of the journey. You pour your heart out. You believe, and you wait, but the answer doesn't come in the way you expected. But we have to remember that sometimes, when we pray, God's answer isn't a simple yes or no. Sometimes, God says, wait. Sometimes He says, not yet. And sometimes, the silence means, I have something so much better for you. A closed door is not always a sign of rejection. More often than not, it's a sign of redirection. God is gently guiding you away from something that isn't His best for you, towards something that is. What you are praying for today might not be what you truly need for the person you are becoming tomorrow. Trusting God means believing that His timing and His wisdom are far greater than our own. So how do we practically keep trusting God while we're in this waiting room of life? Here are 3 simple but powerful ways to hold on when results don't show up. First, focus on obedience, not outcomes. Your responsibility is your faithfulness in the small, daily things. The results are God's job. Just focus on taking the next right step in front of you. Second, don't measure your progress by your feelings. Feelings are fickle. They change with the weather, with how much sleep you got, with a single comment from a friend. God's promises, however, do not change. They are your anchor in the storm of emotions. Stand on His promises, not your feelings. And third, remember His past faithfulness. Look back on your life. Think of all the times God has come through for you before. He was faithful then, and He hasn't changed. The same God who helped you before is the same God who is with you right now. Waiting is not wasting time. Waiting is still movement. It's just a type of movement you can't always see. I need you to know this deep in your spirit. This wait has a purpose. It's not random, and it's not a punishment. One day, you will look back on this season, and you will see it with new eyes. You'll realize that the waiting protected you from things you couldn't see. The delay shaped you into the person you needed to become. The silence strengthened your spiritual muscles in a way that constant noise never could. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. And you are not failing. You are in a process of becoming. If you're tired of waiting, please know that it doesn't mean you lack faith. It just means you're human. Even the strongest people get tired. Even the most faithful people struggle with doubt sometimes. It's okay to feel weary. But don't stop trusting now. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life come right after the longest, hardest waits. If this message spoke to your heart today, don't just scroll past it. Let's make a declaration of faith together. Like this video if you are choosing to put your trust in God over your fear of the unknown. And subscribe for more messages like this to strengthen your faith for the journey ahead. I want you to join me in the comments. Type this out and mean it. I will trust God even while waiting. Let's fill this space with faith. And if you know someone who is in a season of waiting and needs to hear this encouragement, share this video with them. Remember this above all else, God sees what you don't. He is working in places you can't see. And your waiting will not be wasted. Stay faithful. Your time is coming.